let's get this bread. Okay, to be fair, after the last video, that pun is mild. So, like I said in the last video, we are going to make some flatbread. So this is, pull up my phone here quick because I have it saved. This is going to be herbed flatbread, and we're going to make some honey butter to go with it. We're not going to try to do this like when the last time we made maple butter. No, thank you. We're just going to take a stick of butter, and we're going to take some honey, and we're just going to mix it together. I might actually throw a little bit of cinnamon in it too. That sounds delightful, actually. Anyway, so we are going to need for this, we're going to need rye or barley flour. I couldn't find any of those, so I actually have bread flour. We're going to need water, a teaspoon of salt, and some herbs like thyme, dill, or lovage, and butter and honey. Obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be calling it honey butter. So we're going to grab all that stuff, get it all set up, and we're going to go ahead and make some flatbread. Okay, so for this, to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup and a half of our flour. Now, this calls for rye or barley flour. It says you can sub in half wheat flour. Bread flour has never let me down. So we're going to just kind of make a fucking mess. You know, this is definitely not a recipe for you if you're gluten intolerant. So anyway, so we're going to throw our our bread flour in there. And we're going to there it is. We're going to grab half a cup of water. Now, this is not a stern measurement. We can actually change this if we need to. So half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, full cup. We're going to play it by ear. So then we're going to need half a teaspoon of salt, which is what I have right here. Half a teaspoon. A little bit of salt. You'll notice that, oh my, this doesn't call for any yeast. That's because this is flatbread. Yeast makes bread rise. We're not trying to make bread rise. And we're going to throw in half a teaspoon of our herbs. So we've got dill. And we're going to throw in just a tad bit of thyme. Because if I've got thyme, you've got thyme. I can hear my kid groaning from the other room. Because she thinks my puns are terrible. Joke's on her. I'm never going to be pun done. Anyway, so now what we're going to do. Can you? Hello? Is this? What is happening? Oh, that's why. Stands cool, kids. Anyway, so now what we're going to do, now that everything is added into this, now it says you're supposed to gradually add the water. We're not doing that. So we are going to need to mix all this together. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can use something to stir it with, or you can use your hands. Every time I make bread, I make a friggin' mess. This microphone is like, you know what, I'm going to try this. Put it up here. See if this is any better. I look like a really shitty unicorn. Hopefully this works. It's kind of getting in the way down here. So what we're going to do, we're going to mix all this together. Now, I can tell you now, this is probably going to need at least 3/4 cup of water, because right now it's super. It's not really like a doughy mixture right now. And that's what we're trying to get is dough. We want a dough mixture, so we're going to add probably another 1/2 cup of water. Do a 1/4 cup just to see. Now, if you've ever watched this channel when I make bread, you're gonna know like the recipe never really has the correct amount of freaking water in it, so it seems I should probably take these off before we start getting too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Okay. But like, I like my bread to have a consistency of what I would expect bread dough to have, really. Just gonna kind of mix all this together here. I'm going to add just a touch more water. So I'm not going to say a full cup, but definitely about 3/4 of a cup of water should be. There we go. Yeah, now we're getting a good consistency. We also kind of want to get the off the sides here too. See, that's a good consistency. Like I like my bread dough to be kind of around that consistency right there. And I mean that little bit of extra bit of water too is just going to help prevent it from sticking to the side of the dish. So now that we've got that, we're going to grab a stick of butter because I'm so well prepared. Butter. Listen, at least we've evolved and we're no longer using the tub butter. I really should read these recipes more thoroughly, though. So, gradually add water, mix until soft, non-sticky dough forms. We'll get there in a second. This really doesn't say. Oh, okay. So, the honey butter is not actually honey butter. It is buttered, and then you drizzle honey over it, which is fine because I'm pretty sure I have butter already out and I don't have to thaw this one. Ah, no, we are out of butter. Yes, this is in fact a butter dish. That's fine though. This is just going to get spread on after we are done cooking. So it says to use a griddle or a skillet. So frying pan it is. This should not require oil. It's not supposed to require oil. I don't know where the hell my griddle went. I had a griddle at one point and it is gone. So we're going to grab ta-da! Our big frying pan. Now, this does say you should not need oil. You shouldn't need oil. I'm just going to grab a plate because we are going to. So you're going to divide this into small balls. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a pair of gloves because trying to get this off of my fingers afterwards is a nightmare. So I'll be right back. So one of my favorite things about working on an ambulance is I have a never-ending supply of these damn things. So whenever anybody wants to dye their hair, they already know all they got to do is go in my work pants. I usually have at least 2 pair in there after a shift. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take the dough and we're going to roll it into some small balls. I cannot say this without wanting to say that's what she said. So we're just going to get it out of the way. That's what she said. Anyway, so we take the dough. Macaroni noises. And, we're just going to just kind of, this is not going to roll into it. You know what we're going to do? That I definitely should have already did once. Every time we make bread. Okay, so we're going to do. And roll it into, something kind of like that, ball wise. There's going to be little flatbreads. Now, the idea is to pair these with the soup. So, the soup. Anyway, welcome to my show where I have no idea what I'm actually cooking. I just assume. I really should have had a bowl of flour for this. Improvise, adapt, overcome. I'm going to dump it in the palm of my hand over the garbage can. Honestly, the worst part about making bread is the fact that the dough is incredibly sticky. And it's very clingy. I'm going to resist the urge to make a comment about X's. Anyway, so the dough is like super thick and sticky, and my least favorite thing about making the bread is having to handle the dough, if I'm being honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate this into some small balls. Small balls. I'm a child. I'm always going to be a child. That's fine. I don't care what these look like. They don't have to be uniform. They just have to be small enough to where we can cook them in the frying pan. So, what you're going to end up with is a plate of dough. It's kind of like this. I'm going to take this and put this over here so it's out of the way. I'm going to turn that on. Okay, and we need a spatula. Okay, now because I'm only going to need one hand to do this part and one hand to flip it, we're going to take that off. I do need to grab another plate though, so I can set the finished product on. And we're going to grab a plate. Because when in doubt, you should always use the spooky ones. Okay, so we are, actually I might be able to get away. We're going to try this like this first, because if I can get away without having to touch it again, I can take this other glove off. But we're going to let we're going to let the pan get warm. That's going to get warm. We're going to take our bread dough. We're just going to kind of plop it out. Okay, you know what? I definitely need to flour the spatula. So we're going to just kind of, any freaking way. You know what? These are not going to come out looking like flatbreads. They're going to come out looking like a mess. Plain and simple, really. You're going to want to kind of, if they would stop sticking to everything, that would be cool. Flatten them out. Flatten them out. Get off the spatula. Mink ya. You want to flatten them out. You're going to cook them 2 to 3 minutes aside or until they're brown. And you're going to take the finished ones off. You're going to put them on your plate. While they're still warm, you are going to want to butter them and drizzle some honey over them. Now, because we are making this meal as part of a ritual, we're going to use some of it as an offering. So, we're going to try it. But if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, make sure you set some aside. Preferably the first one to come off, the first scoop out of the stew, all of that is it makes. We're going to use it as an offering. It's very important that you thank your ancestors and the gods of Beltane for the gifts that they've given us. The weather getting warmer, the leaves returning, the light staying longer, the earth getting warmer. I don't know why I didn't think of this to begin with. Anyway, so we're gonna cook these, let them get all nice and brown, and while we're doing that, we're gonna take a short break. Okay, so we're just finishing up here. So while we're doing this, you really have a whole lot of time in between to pick up your mess. So, obviously. So what we're gonna do is those are done. Now, actually, it seems like those came out pretty good. The first couple might not have came out all that great. So like when we make bread any other time, I should have put flour on my hands because then I can take them and I can, kind of squish them down flat and mold them. It makes it so much easier when I put them in the pan. So that instead of looking like this, they're more of a this sort of consistency. I think this might actually be the best one. So we're going to save that one for later. Now, as I've said before, we're going to take 2 of these. 2 of the best ones, honestly. I think this one might be a little doughy still. That one's not done. Okay, so some of these aren't done. That's fine. This is really like I've never made this before. This one though, this one is like the perfect. Like there's no, it's the consistency of bread, and that's what matters. So we're gonna take the 2 best ones because I've never done this until today, and we're gonna put some butter on them. Let that just kind of, yeah, there we go. I think this one would be the other good one for sure. And then we're just gonna kind of butter these, and we're gonna put some honey on them, and we're gonna set these aside. These are our offerings for later. And as I've said, this is actually 2 videos at once today. So the endings are probably going to be the same. Obviously, we're going to try this. We have to. It's almost like a requirement, really, because I mean, this looks like it might be. Okay, so even without the butter and the honey, that's actually really good. I'm gonna be so for real right now. This is really an experiment. I've never made this style of bread before, so it's actually pretty good. It's just the thicker it is, the less likely it is to be done all the way through. So you might still get some doughy parts. It's why I said like I should have known better. Because like every other time we make bread, I always put at least a little bit of flour in my hands. Makes it easier to handle it. And I didn't this time, so a couple of them came out kind of thick when they should have been significantly not. But the flatbread's good. It's not bad, honestly. It came out really, really good. If it would have been significantly thinner instead of some of them being thick, they definitely would have been done correctly all the way. So I have no complaints about this. So at the end of this video, you're going to notice full stop is going to be the same as the end of the stew video because these are meant to be paired together. I still have about an hour and 45 minutes on the stew. So, but I wanted to try the bread while it was fresh for sure. Definitely important. So we're gonna take this part because this is fresh. We're gonna go put this in on our altar. But like it was important that I try the bread now, fresh off the stove. Like I said, some of it's a little doughy. It could be better. But this is the first time I've ever made it, so I'm sure some of these are still undercooked. But we took our two best ones. We're going to use those as offerings. It's all that matters. So while we wait for the stew, we're going to pick our mess up, and then hopefully in just under 2 hours. So it should be actually be right around dinner time. Perfect. We can try all of this together, and I think that'll be pretty good. So we're gonna take a short break. We'll see you in a few. Okay, now as I've said, I think at least 3 times now, I despise onions. Not so much their flavor. Their flavor is good. I don't go out of my way to eat them. I feel like caramelized onions are good. But regular onions add quite a bit of good flavor to whatever it is you're eating. I don't know why I grabbed a fork. I should be using a spoon. Isn't that kind of the whole point? Just use a spoon. Okay, so you remember our flatbreads that we were talking about before. These are the, I don't want to say undesirable ones, but these are the ones that I definitely didn't do as good as I should have on. So now the stew is definitely recommended to be served with the flatbread. That's why I made the flatbreads. You check the other video out, you'll see. Yeah, that didn't cook all the way. Not the stew, the flatbread. Whatever. Anyway. Let's see if this is any good. I can't imagine that it's terrible. I mean, it smells good. It's usually like the start. As long as it smells good, it's probably going to be good. Maybe. That was really warm. I think I probably should have added like some salt or something to it. I don't know. I didn't want to add a ton of salt though, but it's not bad, realistically. And I think that if we were to put butter and honey on the flatbreads, it would add to it. Now, I did realize while making these that I probably should have done what I usually do whenever I make bread and put flour on my hands when I put these in the frying pan. Then I probably could have thinned them out enough where they actually cooked correctly. Whatever. Let's see. Just a little bit. Now, it does say in the recipe that you can use salt Almost got taken up by my spices. You can use salt to taste. I just didn't want to use it because I figured we'd try it without it. Either way, it's good. I mean, I'm sure that if you like onions or whatever, you can leave those in and uh, eat those stupid things too. Like I said, I'm not a fan. Uh, but anyway, um, so this was a two-part video, and this is going to be the ending for both of them. If you are new here, or just curious, realistically, in general, we have a lot of fun here. We do a lot of readings and stuff like that. And I think the most important thing I want everyone to take away from this video, because I keep seeing all the disgusting things going on in this country, um, is that no one should make you feel bad for following a path or practicing a religion that you feel fits you. Um, and there are a lot of scumbags in a lot of different religions, including this one, unfortunately. But this is by far one of the most inclusive and accepting religions that I've ever been a part of. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise. I don't care if you're gay, straight, transgender. I don't care if you're a Martian. This religion is for everyone. This path is for everyone. And I feel now it's more important than ever to uh, clarify that safe space, because a lot of disgusting things are happening and a lot of scary things are happening. And this is a scary time for everyone, whether you're gay, straight. If you have an opposing view from anyone, you're attacked. And it's disgusting, really. But this is uh, a safe channel for anyone who wants to follow along. Um, I I've posted a ritual on here before, and I think I might do one for Beltane. I have one written, so maybe we'll record one for Beltane. We're gonna probably have a family gathering on Sunday because I'm off because ambulance. Unfortunately, I'm working Saturday, so I'm going to miss our usual ritual. Um, but I think we're gonna start posting like our own special rituals, because I feel like it's important now more than ever to open up that space to people that are curious and feel like they need a place to belong. Um, all are welcome here, and I don't give a shit what the AFA says about it. They're a bunch of idiots, and they like a guy with a funny mustache. And realistically, if they all fell off the face of the earth, we'd all be a lot better off. Um, this is an inclusive religion. Odin is called the All Father, not the Some Father. So any brosatru that wants to fight me on that, we can, because I've done more than enough research to prove you wrong. Also, the hate towards transgender people is weird because they've been around longer than history. Just so we're clear. Um, but anyway, that's my soapbox for now. If you feel you need a place to belong, I am here. This channel is for everyone. I'm on Facebook. Obviously, we're on YouTube. And I'm on Instagram. I don't really post on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. All of the socials are the Hungry Heathen. I need to fix the opening because I'm not on Twitter anymore. The place is a cesspool. But follow us on the socials, ring the bell, and if you feel like you need any sort of guidance or you have any questions, I'm here and more than willing to answer them to the best of my ability. So, that being said, I guess we'll catch you next time.